Welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today is the 125th episode. Oh my gosh, people have been talking to me for this long. It's very exciting. I'm excited. I was trying to do like a new entrance, pop into the frame. It was a good idea, and then I saw it and I regretted it immediately, as is always the case with my ideas, which is fun. So today, for those of you that have been following the Window Chats progression, you may realize that it is very unpredictable. So whether it be the audio, which has been struggling for season 8, which is always fun, and I feel like I figured out the kink, but we'll find out. Or whether it's, will my guest show up today? I don't know. That's actually very exciting for me personally, because this has happened before, so I'm prepared. So if the guest does not show up, I am ready to ramble. If there's someone that's watching that wants to be a guest like really badly and wants to jump in, feel free to request to join, and this could be a whole different show. I'm very excited. Or I'll just rant. I'll rant. I like to rant and talk to myself while people watch. That's a thing I do. It's a hobby I picked up during the pandemic. Is it concerning? Debatable. My husband thinks I'm fine, and he is my normalcy subjector. Oh my God, Victor, are you here? Are you actually? Oh my God, is this happening? Victor, okay, wait. I didn't know if you would show up. All right, here we go. I'm gonna invite you in. Is he going to come in? Yes, no headphones. Okay. Oh wait, I'm gonna take my headphones off.
Hello. I'm late, casual as usual.
Victor, I have to say, I had severe doubts you would show up.
Yes!
And I'm usually very right. And so I had already made a new poster. This is just going to be my 125th talking. I did not think you were not answering my messages. I'm like anxiety ridden. And I'm like, oh, this guy, he's not. All right, that's fine. I'm going to improv. I'm going to make it work. So the fact that you're here for my 125th, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I like to keep people on their toes.
You did keep me on my toes. Well, I didn't even angle it for like a guest, and I have to re-angle it. So it's like a downward angle, more flattering. Okay, we're good. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so nice today. It's like, why are we doing this Instagram Live inside? We should take it on the street.
I have the ability to walk outside, so I might just do that.
All right, this is going to be okay, so I didn't introduce you because honestly, I did not know if you were going to show up. So this is Victor Jackson and we met on set, and a couple weeks ago, we were doing this commercial, which was debatably a short film. It was fabulous. And yeah, I liked your vibe, and you decided to say yes to coming on my show. And are you regretting it?
No, not at all.
Okay. You're a cool guy. I looked you up on IMDb, as I do with all my guests. Yeah. I just love that you know other people that I've worked with. I'm like, oh, look at this little networking. It's fun.
Well, who do we know in common?
Well, you work with Diane, my episode 2 guest with the Counterbalance Collective. That was cool.
Oh, yeah. Aguilar? Yeah, I have a hard time with names.
Well, did I pronounce your last name right?
It's been pronounced own before, and that was kind of funny, but on is correct.
On made sense. Okay. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of Victor, I was looking up Victor Jackson. There's a lot of Victor Jacksons.
Wow.
I know. Well, because when I was Googling you, as I tend to do, I'm like, there is an insane amount of Victor Jacksons. It's a very common name. But Victor, like, why did you go with the middle name? That is what I want to know.
Well, I was in the 10th grade. Let me spin you the story. And I was with my coworker. I don't even know her name anymore. And she was talking to me about her names and her, like, where she came from and all this stuff. And then she asked me, like, oh, you haven't said anything. What's your middle name? And I just had to tell her I didn't have one. So she gave me one. And that's why I am now Victor Jackson on.
Wait, your parents approve of this? Someone else named you.
I liked her, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Wow, adding a name for someone I like. I would never do that. You're a good guy.
Well, isn't it the same thing as like getting a tattoo of someone's name on your body?
I mean, I'm sure it is. I've never done that. Have you?
No.
Show me the tattoo. Okay. Where is it? It's in a place that we cannot show on the live. It's fine.
It's my tramp stamp.
I figured you look like a guy that's like, yeah, that's. Do people consciously get a tramp stamp? Or is it like a drunken mistake?
Probably a conscious effort.
It seems like it, but with that specific location, I could never see it. So it seems like I'm getting a tattoo for other people.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
People like that thing.
I guess. I would do like property of Mike. Just like, I think it would be funny, but then the problem is everyone else would think that's like anti-feminist. So that's the only reason I told my hubby I'm not getting it. Otherwise, well, also, you also can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery. And I feel like I should be true to my Jew. So, yeah.
Jewish. I guess I forgot.
So if you get, you know what, I don't walk around with my Jewish stars. Maybe I'll get a tattoo on my forehead.
No, put it as a tramp stamp. The hell?
Then who's gonna see? Who? If anyone else is seeing that, like, I don't walk around with the crop tops like these youngins nowadays, with like the exposed belly, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so much skin. I'm not ready. Okay.
It's summertime. I can feel it.
I know. Oh, it's so beautiful. And because I don't have my headphones in, I feel like you're going to hear the birds chirping at some point during this live, so it should be fun. Yeah.
Oh, I see my friend Weston joined. He's like my body double.
That's cool.
Yeah, we met on set, and it's an uncanny relationship that we have. We have the same forehead, same smile, and we both love to work on set.
I mean, the same forehead. I've never looked at someone and said, we have the same forehead.
Maybe.
So I'm very intrigued by that. I'm going to look at other people's foreheads now.
Bring a mirror with you, and so you could pan back and forth.
I don't know. I don't know if that's like a defining feature I've ever been like, you guys, you have the same forehead.
8 heads.
I would love if I would love if for some reason he was just like a basic white guy, but you have the same forehead, so you look the exact same. You know what I mean? That's pretty funny.
That'd be really weird.
It'd be weird. You're like, yeah, we're twins. Are you? Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah. What if he was your long lost brother? I'm throwing out hypotheticals there.
No.
No? Okay.
Well, I grew up without my biological father, so he could very much be my blood brother.
Are we discovering this on a live?
We are doing a family search.
Oh, this is so thrilling. If this ends up being true, oh my god. Well, for me it is. I don't know what's going on psychologically for you, and if I brought something up, that's not good. But
right now.
You're gonna break down. You're gonna break down on my live. Okay, that's the first. But again, 125th episode. Who knows? Okay.
So what else?
I feel like the audio's okay though, right? We're good. We're not talking over each other ish. Not as bad as Mark's the one before.
No, that was awful.
It was so bad.
But adorable at the same time because he could keep up with you even with a 2-second delay.
We didn't hear the delay. That's the thing. So we watched it back and we're like, what? What show was everyone else watching? We were in a completely different show.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we were shocked. We're like, wait, what? We had great conversation. Oh, no one watching this understood our conversation. We look psychotic. Great. Okay.
So it might be happening as we speak.
Well, that's what I want to know. Anyone watching, is the audio okay? I'm assuming it is. Or maybe it's not. And that's, again, I don't get Instagram sometimes. We're all supposed to use it. You know, you're in the industry. We need to know you're a human. Be on Instagram. Here you go. Here's some photos. I don't have a pigeon photo. I'm debating getting one.
I feel like a lot of my peers like to separate their personal and private life or personal and professional lives on Instagram. because I don't see them fuck up so much on their stories. So I think they're lying.
You're not, well, why aren't you invited to the account where they're getting real? Do they not think you're friends enough?
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay, all right, that's cool. That's fair.
Yeah, that could be very much true. I mean, it's easier to keep. Oh, Esther says we're doing great. I don't know. Yeah, it's better not to shit where you eat. You know.
Well, what if I'm eating and I really do have to shit? Sometimes that happens.
That's why you wear a diaper. I see.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be as you get at any age. If you feel this, IBS is real. So just be prepared, is what I'm saying.
I don't want to get old. How old are you again?
I'm as old as you need me to be, or as young as you need me to be.
Got you. Anyways.
You need a grandmother? Yes, I can play 50 plus, of course.
It was really fun to meet you on set. You and Mark, and then the little girl. I forget her name.
Mew Mew.
Mew Mew. Yeah, and I would call her Mew too.
I always thought of Pokemon, but I thought, I don't know if she knows Pokemon yet, although Pokemon is now back in style. So I don't know.
About forever, man. But anyways, yeah, you were really funny as this broken mother who was just there for a green card or something. Was it a green card?
We changed the backstory with every scene, just because it was more fun for me, and Mark was very easy to work with. So I'm like, Mark, here's how we're selling this one. Great, okay, it was great.
I think you were in the kitchen and you're stirring your pot and you're like, this is not, or yeah, you're like, this isn't the only thing that's getting saucy tonight.
I think my biggest fear is because I envision this being silent on camera, and my biggest fear is all of a sudden they use the audio. I'm smiling and saying these saucy comments, and I go, "Oh, that's not gonna sell the commercial." All right.
That's funny.
I was saying I love the crew. I don't know if you guys have all worked together before, but there was such a camaraderie. And I very much, I thought because the crew was so great, it just made our jobs that much easier.
Yeah, that typically happens with the paper padlock people. So David James, Ray, I can't pronounce his last name right now. I'm still waking up. Very sorry. And yeah, they're really good people. Usually David's mom like caters for the set. So that's always something I look forward to. I burned some toast on set. That was pretty awesome. Well,
you burnt toast on set.
I was trying to get crafty. I love croissants, but I love a little crunch to them. So I threw it into the toaster, and then like I was working, so my responsibilities were retracting me from my toaster, and then yeah. Almost.
I thought I was having a stroke because you smell burnt toast before you stroke out. And no, that was you. Okay.
Yeah.
Noted. Yeah. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
No strokes, just fix.
Okay. I always love to challenge what I can throw in a toaster. I know technically they say only toast, but what if what if I take a different kind of bread? And what if I see what happens? And it's not successful. Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard taking baths with toasters is pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Nice bubble bath, very relaxing. Make sure the toaster's plugged in, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people draw faces on the toasters, like "Hug me, senpai" or something like that, and that really gets to me.
All I'm thinking of now is that growing up, I don't know if you know the Brave Little Toaster. Okay, yeah, I'm older than you. That's fine. That was no, I'm not that. Yeah. I don't even remember the premise. I just remember there was a character, a cartoon character called the Brave Little Toaster. And I just always wonder what's going on in those rooms, the writer's room of let's create an animated toaster. Let's make him brave or her or they. I don't know what the gender would be for this toaster nowadays. But I just love the idea of what can we animate and why should we make the toaster the lead? That's my question.
Well, what about the Thomas the Train that could? You know, it's all just arbitrary. They just needed something they could draw.
Wait, did you say Thomas the Train? You mean the little engine that could?
I need coffee.
I feel like you're really mentally prepared. Can I tell you? I think you've been very much looking forward and you've been prepping for my chat. You're clearly awake. The lighting behind you is definitely a great idea. That's everyone says light from behind. Really, that. Although you are by a window, that makes me smile. Okay.
Mm-hmm. My follow-up question to you was, what else did you find in your research about me? That was the most special thing about this whole interview for me.
I think I love when you thought I was going to ask for like testimonials from people, and I thought, oh, I've never done that before. I just make assumptions because that's more fun for me. So I kind of started thinking about that. But I wanted to clarify, were you an actor in one of your things that you did? It said you were soldier number 1.
Oh, what the hell?
Were you not? Was that not you? Was this your body double?
Might have been Weston. That's hilarious.
You got a credit for that. So just so you know.
What was the title?
Well, I only saw the show. I had it pulled up on my laptop, but that's far away. Again, I didn't think you would show up to this live. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for freaking you out. But...
No, I wasn't freaked out. I'm just like, all right, I legitimately made a new poster, and this was going to be completely different. You do that sometimes. It's not the first time someone hasn't showed up. It's fine. I was ready. But so you've never? Do you have any?
Yeah,
desire?
I do have acting credits. I guess I have training formally from the University of Windsor.
Oh, fun.
I failed out of that after like a fucking semester, so don't worry about that. And that's how I found film and communications. Was I had some friends in drama who were talking about their programs and making movies, and unfortunately, that kind of put me on a trajectory towards film. But the thing is like most of your shitty movies are made when you're a teenager, and I got delayed. So I'm still churning out the shitty high school-esque movies.
Okay, they are learning experiences. We have to do the mind shift talk.
Yeah.
Every opportunity is a learning experience and a network opportunity. It's all opportunities. You never know who you're going to meet.
You're an excellent saleswoman, but I ain't buying.
You ain't buying?
I ain't buying.
It is challenging because there are sometimes, I was talking about this with someone recently. There are sometimes when I do a production now and I'm like, because I'm in the non-union world and I go, interesting. Did I get value from that one? I'm not sure. It happens.
When you're like on hour 15 or hour fucking 17, it's really hard to squeeze any sort of happiness out of that experience, for sure.
What I don't know, this is the thing. As actors, it's hard, sure. But the crew working nonstop, and I don't know how you guys do what you do because, like, I've tried it once or twice. I'm exhausted. At the end of the day, I am like physically exhausted because you're always moving. You're not standing still. And if you are, you're doing your job wrong. But it's
that's not true.
I know. But it just feels like there's so much more that the crew has to do, and like they're looking for different things. And I feel like it's just such an underappreciated part of the industry sometimes.
Well, quite easily, actors shouldn't be paid as much as they are.
Maybe on union sets, but on non-union, I think we're on par with the crew.
Okay, well,
if
that's
not less. So
that's unfortunately that's good to hear because, like, I find that let's look at the big tier, and then we can look at the micro budget indie stuff. But like, I don't think superstars should be making like an exuberant amount of money just because their faces are unique or like sexually electric or whatever, or their acting is incredible, or they have like 40 years of like notoriety. I still don't think that's fair because like these filmmakers are an equal part of like the process. You
So
know
what if the superstars were getting paid just as much as the director photography, if
that,
but
that
then the people that don't have the, let's say, the draw are
mhm.
getting, is that fair if like the main people that are recognized? Because I feel like no
Yes,
matter what,
there should be pay scale for sure
but I also,
because then
yeah.
there's like incentive to become those positions, but like the monetary reason shouldn't be like too crazy. I might be a socialist.
No, I
Um,
think it's a great discussion. I always wonder how they decide. I mean, I don't even know what goes into budgeting for a film, but there are things where I go, when I sometimes I find out how much someone gets paid, and I go, why?
mhm. um, okay, I understand that like crew is pretty dispensable,
I
but it
mean, actors can feel that way too, right? There are a lot of people that feel dispensable on a set. I mean, I know I tried working as background. I have never felt more useless in my life. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience. Again, it could just be the production I worked on, but I left and I said I'm never doing that again. I tried it. No, thank you. I yeah.
what happened was what's being BG about?
I I think it's just. I mean, essentially, I didn't really fully understand. Like, you're there, and you're. I feel like you don't have. It's not even like you're just treated a different way. You're communicated with a different way. I think that's what it was. That communication thing to me, like, I'll be on set, that's fine if you need me a little earlier, or like I'm not going to look as nice, or my costume will be as great, I don't care, whatever. But it's the way you're like treating me as a human versus someone else that's technically more important for this shoot. I think that is what frustrates me. And
Hmm.
so I think if people communicate properly with people that are background actors, great. And I've seen that, and that's lovely. But I know for the set that I'm thinking of that I was on, no, it was, this was ages ago. Oh my God, so long ago. But it was just that I felt so dispensable. And why am I here? Am I even needed? I could easily not be in this shot.
Yeah, but in essence, you are needed for that like feel of um like condensation. That's the wrong word. Like you need to feel like a crowd, so you need more people.
Yeah.
I from my experience, I've seen good third ADs learn like almost every BG's name, which is
Yeah.
incredible. But you are regarded as like a single unit, right? Like the first AD is going to call BG in, and then the crew and you've probably the cast also think like, okay, here comes the zoo or whatever.
So I will say, there was a film I worked on where I was a physiotherapy consultant, and I had to work with the people that were in the background to make the scenes look like they were either being treated as a patient or they were the physiotherapist.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen background people overshadow actors, so I understand sometimes why background, you need to understand you're not that important. Like, this scene isn't about you, and you've completely pulled focus, and now we have to keep reshooting, and we don't have time. So I get that component of having the mindset of, you have no lines. This is you. We just need you here. Be a human, but don't take up too much space / pull from other people.
Yeah.
There is a talent to being a good background actor, I think.
There's a talent to becoming like a wallflower or something. I heard this story about I think it was a Chinese story, but they were shooting a movie and they needed BG and like a fuck ton of them for a war movie. And so they hire out of a university. And so they get a bunch of kids that just are on summer break and they need money. And so they're all like in their soldier costumes and stuff like this. And during production, the director notices how incredibly fun they were having as BG, And so the movie became more about like these students playing soldiers than it was about the movie. But I don't know if many productions could swivel like that without like a mega budget or something. But
Well, it's hard too because I hear stories at, the actor fantasy stories of you're in the background and the director notices you.
oh yeah.
And then and that happened. I think in Handmaid's Tale there was a story happening like that. And it's so hard to think, well, if that happened once, why shouldn't it be me? And it's so, and then you have all these people just trying like, oh, I heard this happen before. Hi, how you doing? Here's my resume. Here's my headshot. I always keep it on me, on my person.
I'm sure some people might bring it to the extremes and like bring their fucking juggling tools or like fire spitting.
Can you imagine there's a funeral, they just need background people, this person's breathing fire in the background? I thought it was necessary to the plot.
Sorry.
Is this not the death of the circus? No, okay, all right. Noted.
This isn't the lion tamer funeral? Fuck.
I mean, maybe it would be if the guy was really good at blowing fire. Woo, look at this pivot. It's collaborative. Okay.
Right, and so we were on the topic about pay, and well, I guess that's kind of why there's the writer's strike happening.
Right.
So I don't know. Let's find out where money is laying around that might be in excess, and then just ship it over. That's obviously going to be hard, and you're going to get pushback. But I don't know if some people are actually as altruistic as they claim to be in their public persona. I'm sure they can work something out.
It's really hard because I was thinking this past week, I feel like I tie so much of my value to how much I'm getting paid.
Totes.
And so when I don't get paid what I feel I'm worth, I struggle. And how many things do I do for free where I'm like, maybe I should have charged just a little bit so you valued my time a bit more. Maybe. Yeah. But that being said, like, that's a struggle. I don't think I'm ever going to stop doing things for free because there are things that I definitely like, I want to learn and grow. And there are things that if you can't pay me, I understand. Right. So I don't want that to be the barrier for me not learning and growing and meeting new people. But, when it's the same, like if there's, I can't think of a specific example. I think I'm just ranting on not feeling valued.
Well, I don't know. Like, what if a friend of yours that's like a strong writer made a part that was like exactly you, and it's a proof of concept? You'll probably do it for free.
Yeah, I would absolutely do that. Exactly.
Yeah, and because like that could pan out to something more, or just even anyways.
That's the thing. Like, I find it hard to make a blanket statement of I won't ever work for free again. I don't think there's anything wrong with. I think with every opportunity you're presented, you have to figure out, is it worth my time and energy? Which is so hard because I want to do so many things. I don't know if you feel that way. I remember we talked about directing at one point when we were like in between shots. And I thought like, it's hard. There's so many things that I would love to do, but it's so hard.
To choose one direction. Yeah, it is crippling. I don't really have a comment on that.
That's okay.
I do want to be director, and I find like I'm using the assistant camera route as a backdoor. It gets me onto set, and I meet and grow a network. And I also learn by proxy, like, what are good directing techniques and what are preferences I hold on to, or maybe what are some, how you say, like, misconceptions that I have. And then when I see it in play, I could be proven wrong. One thing that's like missing from my like research is seeing the final product. Because like I can make all of these assumptions on set of like, maybe they're doing something wrong here, or maybe this is a good thing here. But it's only until you see it in the edit that you can compare, like, oh, was that the right choice? Evidently so. Or was this a terrible choice? Actually, it wasn't. And so, yeah, that's where I sit.
I always wonder too, because I hate when I do something and I wish I would have done another shot.
Hmm.
That to me was the worst feeling. And so I don't want to waste people's time, but if I'm like, let's just try it, let's just do this.
Yeah.
And because it's always that last shot where I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm glad I did it. Versus like that feeling of, oh God, why didn't I get that shot? I hate it. I hate it so much.
Well, I mean, with this whole self-worth thing, I think you should request another take, but maybe not make it public. Don't like say it out loud like you are someone. Maybe not at this point, but talk to your director and be like, I just want another take because like there's something you want to try. I think that'd be cool. I would respect that as a director. But yeah, like you gotta balance the teeter-totter of how you present on set, and as a crew member, sometimes it is kind of like eye roll when someone wants to do another, and we're on like hour so and so.
Well, it's really interesting. You reminded me, and I forgot I asked Michael for it, but there was like that bathroom one where everyone was just really tired, and we're like, and poor Miu Miu was trying so hard, but it was the end of the day, and she's just exhausted. And I remember there was this one shot I saw, and I'm like, oh, I would have loved to add this. But I spoke to Michael, and he's like, explained what the shot would be. And I'm like, okay, no, we don't need it. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'm like, it needed like an extra beat at the end. But if it's not going to be, they're barely going to pull from that component, there's no point. I don't want, like, that's not needed. Mm-hmm. So I loved working with Michael. I think he was such a great director.
Yeah.
And that's part of why I just love when people are collaborative. And I know I've definitely worked with directors that have a vision. I know when I was a director, I'm like, I have a vision. But when actors present things to me and I go, oh my God, I literally have changed my production when actors give me things and I go, I love this. I'm completely rewriting it.
Yeah.
You know, like I love working with people that do that. And so I find that if I'm working with people that are that collaborative too, I can be better. And I think I'm just trying to find like a network of people that like to collaborate versus this is what it has to be. But again, I understand you have to stick to certain beats and things have to be accomplished. But when you have a little room for like improv magic, ooh, I love it.
Well, as long as the people that are inputting their advice are like on board with the script, they know like the intention. I think like all of that sort of like input is helpful. But like if your only frame of reference is like this one scene, maybe your comments are like redundant because it's already been thought of, or it's out of context kind of thing. So knowing when to collaborate is also good.
Oh, that's a good point. That's true.
And also don't tell anyone in the union what to do. I've learned that the hard way.
That's interesting. I have not been on a union set myself. I live vicariously through my union friends. But what do you mean by that? Like anyone on the crew, any actors, or just anyone in general? Just do your job and leave?
Well, this one specific thing that happened with me, the director we were doing pickup shots, and the director needed to get a sense from the doll that it was kind of sinister. And so we have a close-up shot of like a doll hand, and it's supposed to like reanimate kind of thing. And the puppet team and him were like really struggling to find the energy or like the shot. And at the time, and I still am, I'm the camera trainee. So like I'm the bottom of the totem pole in the camera department. Well, I just offer up, why don't you add like tremors to the hand as it reanimates, and it might give you like the energy you need. Anyways, the director almost not immediately, but like looked me in the eye and he's like, "What's your name?" And I said, "My name is Victor. Please don't fire me." And he said like, "No, that was a really good fucking idea. I'm really happy you said that." And we ended up doing my shot. I told this to my superiors in the camera team, and their only comment was, "Don't ever talk to the director." So yeah, you've got to know your audience. and share your victories with people that'll actually care for you.
That's really interesting, because that to me sounds like such a win. They use your idea.
Yeah, but I'm sure like there would be another case where like my input would not be wanted. So it's definitely knowing when and where to attack.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, that's definitely challenging. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't always read the room that well. Comments.
Okay. Sorry, I need some water. Is that okay?
I will allow it. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Master.
You're welcome. Yeah. Oh, we'll walk away. Let's judge Victor's ceiling. I noticed that there's a pothole lighting. Okay, very nice. Wait, pothole? Pot lights. Pothole lighting. A pothole's on the ground, Robyn. That's crazy. Although, what if it was on the ceiling? I mean, technically, your roof, if you are in a condo, is someone's ground. Oh, this is, don't leave me alone to talk to myself, Victor. That's what happens. That's the magic that emerged from that.
That was pretty painful.
It was bad. I'm like, oh God, save me from myself. Okay.
Sorry.
And we're back. Whoa, we're outside.
Yes. Is it too bright?
It is bright.
Can't see me. Okay.
Oh, I can see you, but you can't see me.
No. Probably for the best.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, I had some trouble with my hair this morning, so that's cool.
Oh, thanks.
I tried. I really did. It just didn't want to work. So it is what it is.
I was going to say, you look great today.
Well, thank you. You know, hair and makeup was not here because I don't have. It's myself.
You should.
You know, in my, the people that filmed this for me, my iPhone is.
Your whole team of none.
My whole team of me.
Yeah. You should get your husband to learn some of these skills.
No, I don't want to waste his time. A tripod could suffice. That's fine. But I was talking to someone the other day because we live close enough, and I thought I should just film this in your place. But like when you do it, you need a whole thing. You need the lighting, the sound, like actual. You can't just shoot this on an iPhone. This isn't. Maybe you could. I don't know. But it's so much more of a thing. Yes.
But, I don't know, conversations feel nicer in person, I guess.
I know, they really do. I could have walked around your whole backyard. It would have been very not creepy. I would have just been in your backyard. I don't know where you live. But I just would have been there and been like, hi. And then I don't have to worry you're not going to show up because I will wait outside until you awaken. Be like, hello, Victor, we're filming this. If Victor doesn't emerge, I will talk for him. And yeah, because you can't, I was going to say a joke, but I don't know if it'll land. So I'm going to keep that one to myself. But it would have been funny 20 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched Scarface last night. This really feels like we're hanging out in public.
That's the vibe. That's how we do it.
So yeah, I have never seen Scarface. It's 3 hours long.
Oh, God. Tony
Montana is a fucking delusional psychopath, and it's amazing. There's so many.
That's the say hello to my little friend line.
Yeah.
Say hello.
The minute that scene happened, the whole theater, because this is at the Review, it's an independent, not-for-profit community theater. Everyone in the theater just fucking laughed and clapped the minute he shoots that first grenade launcher through the door. Say hello to my little friend. It was so amazing. Right before the movie began, these seats can recline far back.
Right.
Well, this guy's not as young as he used to be. He's probably doesn't weigh as much as he used to be. He leaned back and broke the chair. It was a huge sound, and like everyone's head turned, and they're like making sure he's okay. Like visually, no one's actually getting up to touch him. Everyone's just kind of looking at him, seeing if he's okay. And then all of a sudden, one motherfucker starts clapping, and then everyone in the theater starts clapping for this guy. And I'm sure he's like entirely embarrassed, but I mean, that experience doesn't happen at like a Cineplex. Like it's the community, I think, that loves movies that keeps those kinds of places alive. Anyways.
No, it's when you said you watched Scarface, I was going to ask you on what platform. So the fact that you went to a cinema,
Yeah.
I remember a 3-hour movie in a cinema. I go, I can't sit that long. But
Really?
I got to build up my
From the
cinema.
movie, man. Is it okay if I smoke? Is that weird?
If you smoke?
Yeah.
I was going to talk to you about smoking. You look so cool when you smoke.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, wait. Okay. I have to do a disclaimer. For the youngins that might watch this in the future, smoking is bad for your health. All the other things you're supposed to say on the warning of a smoking carton. I think it's a carton. A cigarette carton? Yeah, all these warnings that are visually there. If you're listening audio only, don't smoke. Okay, I think we did our due diligence. Thanks for the middle finger. And, oh, you've got a hat to go with it.
I felt like the sun on my face was too harsh for the camera.
Well, you got to protect your face. It's very important. It's the moneymaker.
Not for crew.
You say that, but I would book something. No, I have no idea. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I want to hire a recruit? Send me your headshot.
Give me the sexiest grips.
I don't need a resume. I just want your headshot. Booking crew from headshots only. Oh, that's great.
It's weird because some people now include their headshot on their resume, which outside of industries, which is like really, really bad because then we're hiring based on discrimination, right? But anyway, let's go back to some other topic.
No, it's interesting. Actually, I would love, I said this to you on set and I sounded very sarcastic, but how do you learn to smoke? Do you just kind of like put the cigarette somewhere and then think this feels good? Like, I don't know where you, as an actor, trying to learn how to be a human and do human things.
Right.
How do you find the sweet spot on your mouth to just kind of let the cigarette chill? Because I always thought it was like the center, and then I saw, okay, people do it on the side. It's the side, right?
Yeah.
And then you just let it hang. You look so cool. Again, smoking's bad. But you look so cool. Okay.
I think you learn by doing and also learn by watching. Like, I was in China for like 3 months, and that's just a lot. Or that was the way a lot of the locals smoked. And I mean, give or take, it could look pretty bummy. But I don't know.
So you haven't found your own style. You're just mimicking now. What is your style? What would be your preference? See, like the center. Okay, I've seen the center.
Well, when you drag, obviously put it in the center. It's kind of weird to drag from here.
Is it? I don't know. Again, you're my smoking guru as of now. So
I think it's important for actors to hold a cigarette like it was a cigarette, not like a joint.
Right. I agree with that.
And taking true inhales, I think that's also an important part of smoking.
So you're completely breathing in
tar.
Wow.
Yeah, all the work.
Wow.
This is how I wake up.
And then when you breathe out, is it intentional to blow smoke in other people's faces?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to make sure that if someone else isn't smoking, they get the smoking feel.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if there's a fellow smoker next to you, out of courtesy, will you not blow on them because you want them to have their own experience? Okay, all right.
You don't want to double up on the
That seems excessive, right? You're like, okay, I feel you. We'll just infect the other people that aren't smoking, but we have our own. Okay, we have our own thing going on. I get that.
Super cool.
I am learning so much.
Dominance thing.
It feels like it. I was walking downtown the other day, and it was I feel like the warm nights bring out the cigar smokers.
Yes.
And that is a cloud of smoke that is just blocks. And I felt they enlightened me with the smoke that was everywhere.
It's empowering, especially with a big stogie like this long.
It was large and in charge.
Yes.
And you know when they clip them off or something to yeah, I thought I saw someone had their little clip, and they have a different kind of lighter,
Really?
Debatably a torch. I don't know what this gentleman had. It was interesting. Probably a flamethrower. Yeah, the guy from the cemetery that he finished up the gig there and went to light that guy's cigar is a callback to a previous conversation.
Hello to my friend.
Exactly. Say hello. Yeah. Say hello to my friend.
There was actually this one scene in the movie that was really good.
Scarface?
Yeah, in Scarface. One of the big drug lords gets shot by Tony Montana, and then his like right-hand man is standing there sweating. He's like, okay, well, I guess I'm next. And Tony Montana takes a moment. He's like, you want the job, man? And the guy's like, yeah, I'll take the job. And then Tony Montana's man like pats him on the back and he's like, hey, you got a job. And everyone who was like a film worker or a technician or whatever was like, yeah, that's actually how it feels to get a job. When you meet a new crew and they ask you to be on the next production, you're sweating to make sure that you have like a good impression and
right.
yada, yada. And then you have someone who breaks the ice and he's like, yeah, good job.
I love that. I don't know. I always wonder how people get hired because I see I was going to say cross-contamination. That's not the right wording.
It is.
But I'm like, wait a minute. You were working with this other person. What are you doing here? Hey, what's going on? And then I guess you guys meet.
Good job.
Hey. Oh, shit. They found me. Okay, it's an ambulance. It's a cop. I don't know. It's a noise.
You should hide that.
Be cool. Smoke. Okay.
Yeah. I'm done. Be right back.
I have never had someone leave the frame so often. Victor, I feel valued. I will say. Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry that I didn't wake up on time.
I don't know if you are.
Do you want me to grovel?
No, that seems unnecessary. But I do like the tour of your place.
Yeah, it's kind of messy.
It's cool. That's creative folks.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting on the ground because the light from my window pane is reflecting off the ground and giving a little kickback to give me some...
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good exposure. I was part of your smoke break. That was fun. I discussed this with people. I never know what to do when someone goes on a smoke break. Especially when it's just like me and a friend and they go on a smoke break. I don't know if I'm supposed to join them or if I'm supposed to stay where I am. And I always say this to them. This isn't like I'm sitting there awkward. I'm legitimately having this conversation with them before they go on their smoke break. No one's had a good answer for me. They say, do what you feel. And I don't know what to feel. I have questions. That's what I feel.
I think sit in the silence is probably the best option. Because, like, maybe they want to smoke because they want to break from you.
That's what I thought. And that's fair. I get it. Recharge your batteries. Come back with a little better banter. Oh, I should have said this for Robyn's comment. That's fair. You know, I banter. I got a lot to say. That's cool.
You're a social animal, and some people are not as social, you know? So give them the time. They'll come back, and they'll be happy to see you instead of being afraid of you.
Yeah, apparently I'm intimidating. Someone told me that, and I didn't know that. That's cool.
Was it Mew Mew?
No.
That told you that you...
What? No, she she told me I was pretty, and I'm like, oh my god, you're my daughter. Hi, for real. Let's adopt you. Oh my gosh, boosting my ego. Yes, thank you. Okay.
Speaking of pretty, our makeup artist joined, and she said we're friends. And she also, Mew Mew also loved the makeup artist. I remember hearing the mother or the father say that, like, oh yeah, Mew Mew adores you. You're like her older sister. And then you could see, like, Veronica's face, like, light up. And that was a genuinely beautiful moment.
It really was. You know, what's amazing to me, I don't know if there were certain people, when I was a kid, or a child actor, the adults, I was obsessed with them. I was just like, what are they doing? I want to be them. So it's so weird now being an adult and working with child actors and going, oh my gosh, I always forget what it's like to be a child on set or in a production, right? There's just this wonderment and what's happening? You know, as an adult, you're just like disheartened sometimes, as the industry can make you. But as a kid, everything is, whoa, everyone is amazing. And I go, ha, you don't know me, kid.
You don't see the baggage that I have.
Let's sit down. We'll go for coffee. You won't have coffee, caffeine. I'll give you a cigarette, though. It's fine. Yeah.
That's such a surreal thought, because, like, yeah, when you see someone older than you, like, you kind of assume a lot of good things, I think.
Yeah.
Like the way you hold yourself, or the way you, like, converse with other people, and you see it as a child. Oh, I wish I had all this confidence, or I wish I hope that I can tell stories the way they do when I get older. And that, I still hold that true in my heart. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's true. But you know what? I hate when someone who I would, quote unquote, is my hero as a child, and then you realize, oh, they were an asshole. Noted. Didn't know that. Glad I didn't know that as a kid.
I'm working on this set right now, and one of the actors is kind of like a diva in the male sense. And what's the male equivalent of?
Wondering, male equivalent of diva. I think it's just diva. Everyone's everything now. Diva.
Great. Anyways, this person's a diva, and they were really giving a hard time to the concierge at their hotel, like making more requests and yada yada.
Right.
And then one of the additional cast had to explained to the concierge, like, oh yeah, like, he's a star, and you should know this. And the concierge was like, you know what? That checks out. Fuck that guy.
I think this is such topical discussions we're having, because I think I understand when you've reached a certain level, there are things that you want to request because whatever experiences you've had, you want to prevent them. Or honestly, like, the biggest thing as an actor is not only knowing your stuff, but also, like, making sure you don't get sick or things like that. So maybe you need, like, you need to be on set when you need to be on set. So maybe you need this routine to follow to make sure you can be fully there and give everything, so we can just get these shots done. Mm-hmm. But I also think you are a human, and no matter where you're at in your career, just don't, like, everyone, similar to how you would talk to someone in the background. We're all just people trying to do a job, right? And it's as soon as you do that hierarchy, it's so gross to me. Again, like, don't talk to people you're not supposed to talk to, right? Like, if you're a background, don't, like, take up the director's time, because that's not the director's job. But also just try and lead with kindness, which is so hard sometimes, but, like, try your best, I guess. Mm-hmm. Sounds so lame, but it's so not followed. Yeah.
Like, no, like, you in the cog know where your boundaries are at, and thrive there, I think, is the best rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't want to put someone in an awkward position where they have to be rude to you, maybe because they have something to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing too. And I think also, if someone is being rude, maybe don't think they're a bad person, but, like, be aware that other things are going on. Because I do think people are very sensitive nowadays, more so than they used to be, or maybe they're just verbalizing it more. I'm not sure. But maybe that person that is being rude, or what you deem to be rude, just has so much going on that they can't take the time to respond the way you need to be responded to. Mm-hmm. So there is the other side of things as well.
Yeah, true.
I can argue with myself all the time. I'm like, well, but what about this point? So, yeah, it's very healthy.
Do you talk to yourself a lot?
I don't really talk to myself. I think a lot. And then when I try and verbalize what I think, I go, well, that's weird. Interesting. All right. Stand up.
I think when you talk your inner thoughts out to someone else, you'll get a good vibration back on whether or not you're being the asshole or the other person was the asshole.
That's true.
Definitely healthy to express your feelings to people you trust. I think that's a good rule of thumb.
I like that.
I'm just full of life lessons. Wow. Oh my God.
You really are. I'm so grateful you showed up because I am so surprised at how well you've been doing. And we're almost done. All we are doing is an hour. That's it. And you've been doing great. I'm very impressed with you. I like that. I know you're like, I need Robyn Deverett's stamp of approval. I know. And that's fair. I get that a lot.
I was begging for it. I was begging for it since we started this journey to this interview.
Yeah. You're just like, I need to be on this girl's show. These voice messages are fabulous. I need to talk to her.
We cannot publicize anything said in those voice chats.
No, that's fair. I love meeting someone that gets sarcasm. It makes me smile. It makes me warm on the inside because, it's hard. Otherwise, people kind of just think I'm a bitch. But I'm like, no, I just sometimes need a little dry humor, sarcasm. Who's going to one-up me? Oh, that's funny. Hello, new friend.
I like to play too. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, life is too short, right? Let's just say some shit and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's my window chats with Robyn. Let's say some shit and see what happens. That's the tagline.
I was afraid, not afraid, but I was expecting you to be more rude to me.
Oh, I know. I have a very different window chats persona. I've warned people ahead of time. I actually am quite pleasant on these things. It's very confusing. You think that I like all my guests, and then I bitch about you afterwards to your face. And that's what's kept me going for this 125 episodes. It's really weird that I know that, but IMDb told me that. So I'm like, oh, I should talk about it. I never really, even when I hit 100, I'm like, I guess here's a little blurb. I don't know what to do. I just talk to people and the numbers add up. Done.
You have to pop champagne at the 100.
I didn't do the 100 well. Everyone told me. They're like, that was horrible. I'm like, that's fair. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, thank you. Okay. Peace. Yeah. I didn't know. Also, no one sponsored me for champagne, so I'm not just gonna pop champagne. What's that?
Yeah, you're a working girl. Come on.
Yeah. No, my worth.
As an assistant camera, it's really important that if you hit the 100th roll, you have to draw something cool or make the slate a little more interesting. And also take a picture of it and share it on Facebook. That's super important.
I did not know that. Is that why you have those pictures on the Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. I see. So if I...
Yeah, I lost you.
Okay.
We can't do a screen share on this.
Can I?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Damn it.
It's fine. We're pretty much, honestly, time's up. I can't even use that phrase anymore because that's associated with other things. So what else can I not say? Doesn't matter. I say it anyways, and then I comment that I can't say it. It's my backwards way of saying things.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's on your plate next?
Well, I have to promote this for 2-3 hours, so that's exciting.
That sounds.
Well, I also decided maybe it was last week when I lost my voice and I just kept coming up with comedy. I'm like, I'm going to post random little reels and make it funny and pretend it's stand-up. So that's what's the deal with Robyn. Look forward to that.
Okay.
That's what's happening for me there. Trying to finish up a couple other projects. No idea what's happening with those. And can't promote what I don't know I can talk about.
Oh.
So that's fun. I hate being in limbo, but I do it with a smile on screen and bitch about it later like a human. How about you? What is next for yourself? You said you're working on a production currently.
Yeah, and then just like that Scarface scene, I got the job, so I'll be in London for another month shooting a movie called 1,000 Cuts. It's going to be kind of like a reference to Glass Onion / Knives Out. The director and the art director and the DP and I were like watching movies together. We had this one movie night where we
lost your face, by the way.
Oh, it's too dark.
There we go. Yeah. You had the one movie night?
Well, one movie night, and it's a murder mystery. Oh, this way.
I thought it was going to come back, and then I'm like, no, he's in the dark. Okay. Murder mystery.
Yeah, this murder mystery, and I wouldn't shut up about who touched the body last, because like that's the main indicator on who was the murderer. And so I wouldn't shut up, and then the art director's boyfriend's like, all right, Vic, you're smart, we get it, let's just watch the movie, stop thinking about it too much. And so that's going to be in the movie, where I guess the detective is going to be like, who touched the body last? And then yeah, it's just really cool to see my presence affecting the world, because I'm a narcissist.
That's why I'm shocked you're not an actor. I really am. Okay.
Maybe one
Although,
day.
please, directors have attitude. Here's the thing. We talk about being nice on set. I look forward to like seeing you again in a couple years. You're this hotshot director that's like, nobody talk to me. We don't collaborate. This is my vision.
I would be a dictator director.
I know. I don't actually know if I could work with you if you were the director. Or
why not?
I would actually love because I feel like we're both headstrong, and then we just like don't talk to each other on set. Like we're just, no, this is my vision. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I think that would be a horrible crew to work on. And also, if you're acting with me, that would suck. So I think we should do that to other people, and then film it. Film that experience. We'll
be like husband and wife, where like all the children don't want to be in the middle of the bullshit.
But we're gonna put them in the middle, and that's actually the film. The film is them reacting to us not getting along. It's a film in a film. It's very meta. Yeah. Putting it out there as an option. Someone write it, because I don't want to. But there's strong bones.
Yeah, that's right there. I want to write this movie about euchre. Do you know that game, euchre?
I'll say yes if it makes me look cool, but I do not know the game.
You're super cool.
Oh, thanks.
So euchre's a 4-person game. You play cards. You win tricks. It originated in Germany. The true game is called Euchre Spiel. Euchre as in Joker, and Spiel as in game. And so I want to write this movie kind of like in the same vein as Beer Fest. Do you know that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where 2 guys travel to Germany and like win a drinking contest. Essentially the same plot. Like our 2, like, what do you call it, run-of-the-mill characters need money, and a lot of money. So they go to Germany and they challenge like the great descendants of Euchre Spiel, and they're going to face off against like telekinetic Siamese Japanese twins or something like that. I really want to make it like a movie for movie's sake. So taking away from the realism and just like really embracing the corniness or campiness of movies. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I would watch that. I like it. Yeah. I'm there for it.
It'll be a good drinking game movie.
Obviously. Is there another reason to make movies? I don't.
No. Have fun.
Yeah. I want that for you. As the youngins say, manifest and put it out there in the universe. And the universe will provide what you allow it to. I haven't fully brushed up on millennial Gen Z speak. I'm working on it.
No cap. You're doing well.
No cap. Yeah. Abundance. Words. There. That was helpful. I think we end on that. Just saying words.
I was thinking the same thing.
Amazing. Oh, same.
Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were great. Thanks for showing up. Honestly, super shocked, but I love it. Okay.
You sound like my mother.
That's why I get cast as the mom. Very believable. That's what happens. Thank you all for watching live. Thank you to future viewers for watching. Victor, thank you again for being here. I appreciate you. For my 125th episode, no big deal, whatever. Okay, cool.
You're cute. Okay. Thank you for your...
Bye.